cracking with the people? It's Rashad. It is Dave. David is in the building. Dave, what's popping with Dave? Eating like I was last time. What's good with you, bro? You good? He don't want to talk because he mid chew. But yeah, man. So both of us are on the live right now. Obviously, I was live a little bit earlier. Reacted live to the press conference, the great press conference. It's gonna be some Debbie Downers out there everywhere. But I can't believe y'all found fault in that press conference because I thought it was great. But we'll talk about it. But Dave is done chewing. What's good, bro? What's good, man?
What's up, man? They found fault in the presser.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah, I hopped in Sheena and Vashta's Twitter Spaces earlier too, so I got a couple bars off while I was in there. There was some rational folks, there were some irrational folks, there were some people that were wild. And we'll probably get into some of those discussions. I'm pretty sure we're gonna go through similar questions. I thought the pressure was great. I thought Frank said all the right things. I hopped into the chat a little bit during the live stream that you did.
Yeah, we saw you.
You know, because I got sent home today. Cause I'm a close contact. You know, so they sent me home.
Uh-oh. Yeah, same thing up in this joint.
Yo, I drove in just to get sent home, and I'm home for the remainder of the week.
It's nasty out here, yo. Nasty out here.
And it ain't like it's somebody in my house either. So it is what it is, though. I don't make the rules. I just follow them.
Yep.
So.
All right, man. So it's a lot to talk about. Before we even get to the press conference, a lot of things to talk about. And I know Dave, shout out to Noli with the super chat says, my new name is Rapaz. You got Rapaz and you got Rapod. We'll turn it on and off. Hey, listen, whatever the you need a name, Dave.
Well, now it's gonna be David. I'm gonna make you guys use two syllables now. David. Y'all been using one syllable for far too long. Now it's time to get to government name status. You're getting David. 2 syllables. 2 syll Dave.
Yeah, man. So shout out to everybody that's finally getting to catch us live. That's dope. Maybe we need to change our live day, Dave. Some people can't even decap. Yo, that's funny. That's funny. Bro, man, I'm with you, bro. I'm with you on that. Decap.
No, we're not doing that.
Sir Cap.
We're not doing that. Listen, I like big butts and I cannot lie, but listen, we're not.
Pause,
we're not.
Pause, B.
What are you talking about? Is that really pause worthy? I ain't say I like yours. No, that's a pause.
You said it. So you said it to me. So pause. Man.
No. I'm singing a song.
Shout out to Chad. Appreciate the super chat. I'm gonna stop with the dad jokes. Yeah, keep them coming. Pause. But yeah, man. So hey, good times over here, man. I was back to the super chat. Shout out to the ninja. He says he finally gets to catch us live. Dave, do we got to change the day of the live stream, Dave?
Tuesdays are hard. I mean, it's whatever. Tuesdays are tough. I mean,
I don't know. Maybe we need to take a survey. Maybe we need to take a survey to see.
We can take a survey.
When y'all want us to go live. Because, during the season, you do got Monday Night Football. You do got some things. And a lot of people catch up with it later. And we get a lot of views after the fact. So maybe we'll change the pod day. Why don't we put a survey out there and see when y'all want us to go live. And we'll go live on whenever day y'all want us to go live.
I mean, I could do Tuesday. I could do Tuesday. Wednesday would be tough. Thursday would be tough. I don't think you guys want a Friday show. I could probably do Tuesday, though. If we move it to Tuesday, I don't think I would have an issue moving it to Tuesday.
Dude said Sunday. So
no, we do allow like Shadow do allow live on Sunday when he's not at the game. C3 is Tuesday. What's C3 got to do with us? Just saying.
Hey,
just saying.
I was conveniently ignoring those, but here comes Dave.
No, I mean, no, all love to them, but like, I mean, a day's a day.
It is what it is.
I'm cool with Monday too. I mean, I'm indifferent, man. Like, we just did Monday because that's when we decided to just pop on live, and we just kept it Monday. I'm not doing Friday. I'm gonna tell you that right now. Friday's tough. Friday's tough. Thursday's tough because Thursday's when I get back into my concert bag. Most of my concerts I go to are on a Thursday, so I won't be at a lot of shows if that happens.
Jay Haynes says, anyone still chirping about this needs to find another team. The team or the man is hired and here to stay until he proves otherwise. So pause and let it happen.
Yo, I'm dying.
Pause. Major pause.
Tuesday Night Wars is hilarious.
Nah, chill, bro.
I'm kidding, man. All love to C3.
We're joking.
My guys.
We like C3. Relax.
We love those. Relax. Those are my guys, man. Like, listen, those are my guys. Let's be clear.
Relax.
You guys be out here trying to create. Good. Listen, we're in a creative chat with them. We bust their balls. They bust ours. We are all tight.
Hey, yo, ain't nobody.
Now that's a big pause.
Pause. Come on, man.
That is a big pause.
Come on, B.
So Chad we can say Monday, man. Oh, my bad, man.
I was reading that, man. Chad says, is it just me or do y'all feel hope? Listen to Frank, understanding what keep pounding me's hit hard. Pause. Yes. I'm with you. I was excited. I was turned on. B, you heard me say it live. I was turned on by the presser, bro. I was turned on, dog. He was saying all the right things. So I like what I heard from Reich today. So you know what time it is. You know what time it is. But all right, Dave, let's talk before we get into the Frank Reich and the presser. Let's talk about some more stuff that's going on around the league because two major hires or close to hires have occurred. We'll talk about them one at a time. First of all, Dave, let's talk about Sean Payton going to the Denver Broncos. Walmart money prevails, and they landed Sean Payton. Dave, what you think about that, bro?
You know what this reminds me of? This reminds me of, this is not going to be the same as, this is closer to George Seifert than John Gruden. Like, I think folks are going to compare it to Gruden because it took some draft compensation to get him. But this could be a Seifert type of situation if the quarterback, if Russell Wilson is truly washed up. Even though there is a pretty good defense in Denver. So it'll be interesting to see what happens. In the Twitter spaces, they mentioned that they gave up too much for Sean Payton. And I pretty much said, actually, they didn't give up that much at all. I mean, much less than what it was to get Gruden. And Gruden didn't win a Super Bowl. But I'm still waiting for somebody to answer the question about what's the difference between him and Mike McCarthy. I still haven't gotten that answer yet. But, I mean, Denver... And reports are, I guess, Denver went to go check to see if Demeco Ryans wanted a head coaching job. And when he declined it, and decided to go with the next news story I'm pretty sure we're going to go with next, that's when they decided to go ahead and do that draft compensation for Sean Payton. So
yeah, yes. Man. Go ahead.
Yeah. So that's right. So Sean Payton's a Bronco.
So Sean Payton, he obviously was still under contract with the New Orleans Saints. When he stepped down, so the Saints own the rights. Therefore, the Broncos sent their 2023 first-round pick and their 2024 second-round pick to the Saints for the Saints and the 2024 third-round pick. So they got a third-round pick back as well. So Fun
fact. The Broncos pretty much traded 3 first-round picks and 2 second-round picks for Russell Wilson and Sean Payton. We're gonna find out.
So here's my opinion on the. I'm not mad at them swinging here. Pause. So they got Sean Payton. Russell Wilson essentially lobbied for Sean Payton, right? He said, "That's my guy. That's who I want." You know what I mean? So I think that. Hold on, Dave, let me finish. So
right,
so I feel like Russell Wilson is not washed up, and I think what you're gonna see right here is a product. So you're actually gonna see how much coaching means, right? We get up here and we see these we see these teams and they be like, oh, you call dudes washed up. And you be like, yo, what's going on with XYZ? Bro, coaching matters. So now that you get Sean Payton, who is used to working with short quarterbacks, right? He's used to working with, I don't think personally Russell Wilson is washed up, bro. I think he was put in a situation where his skill set did not fit what they were trying to do. Now you get Sean Payton, who knows how to work with short quarterbacks that got little arms and whatnot, i.e. Drew Brees to Russell Wilson. I think it's going to work out. I think they're going to be better than what y'all think. And for the draft picks, it is what it is. What if it works? What if it works?
It might work.
It might.
Tough division.
And they're gonna be tough. If it works.
They are. It'll be interesting.
You are think about this. Think about this though.
He's
Dave.
the second best coach in that division. I'll give him that. He's the second. He's the best coach in that division.
You already in the Russell Wilson hole. Like you can't get out of that.
Yeah, you can't get out of that.
So at this point, you might as well just go ahead and go all in. You can't turn it around at this point. Go all in until that contract is out, and then guess what? You start over if it doesn't work. But why not swing for the fences right there?
No, I'm not knocking Denver. I'm not knocking Denver because it seems like there's nobody else that wanted a job. A lot of folks, there were reports out saying that everybody they were looking after, they didn't want that gig because of the lack of draft capital, and now they really ain't got none. But I mean, we'll see what happens. I'm intrigued to see how Sean Payton does with this situation. It'll be interesting. I will say that.
Yeah, I like it for Denver. I think it's a good look. They are in when you're in like that rebuild and where you got the quarterback and you got you got to go all in. So shout out to them. If my team was in that same situation, the Panthers were in that same situation with the sunk cost at quarterback, it kind of is what it is. I'm rolling, bro. Why not? For the next couple of years, you might as well roll with it. So hey, it is what it is.
We'll get to see him next season. We play Denver. We get to see Sean Payton one more time. We play Denver next season.
Man, we'll slice Denver up, bro. I ain't worried about Denver, man. I ain't worried about nobody. Truth be told, wait. I'm about ready to start talking cat. When the next NFC South roundtable? I'm ready, bro. I'm ready.
I know you
I'm
are.
ready to talk my shit.
I know you are. We're gonna have that. We're gonna have that discussion of expectations. But we need to get into Demeco Ryans getting the Houston Texans job, and I want to respond to this thing right here.
Let's do it, Dave. Let's do it. Pod, Dave. They don't want you to.
Let me tell you guys something. Demeco Ryans got a 6-year deal. I promise you that man gonna get more than 1 year in Houston. He's gonna get more than 1 year in Houston,
bro. But Dave, let's keep it a buck. Let's keep it funky. Those years for coaches don't matter. It don't matter. Dudes, you 4, 3, 6, 7. It don't matter. If you trash, you can get fired.
No, I understand that contract. Third African American coach in a row, but I think he's going to get more than a year, regardless of what happens this year. But that being said, the league already sent out a letter telling these freaking owners to quit firing these damn coaches with these big ass, long ass contracts. They were talking to Tepper, they were talking to Houston, they were talking to all these casters out here firing these coaches in one fell swoop. They want them to quit doing it because I think they got like almost $300 million in like coaches that they're paying that aren't coaching the team or something like that. It's insane, bro.
So what?
That is insane.
So what? It's not. There's no cap. There's no salary cap for coaches. So what? Only bottom line's hurt is their own. So if they're willing to eat the cost, then who cares? Who cares? Here we go. Super chat shout out to Dakota says, yo, Frank sounded like Joe Biden for a minute. Yeah, when we talking about that turf, we started talking about that turf when Chris Jake, shout out to Chris from Charlotte Vibe.
Yo, that was hilarious.
Yo,
I don't think he wanted to have fam. I didn't think he wanted to have anything to do with that question, bro.
It's not his responsibility.
That's all he had to say. That was the thing that killed me. I want to believe he legitimately did not hear him. Because that's all he had to hear. That's all he had to say.
I don't think you heard him, bro. I don't think you heard him. It is what it is. It is what it is.
I was just thinking about the Dave Chappelle skit, but what? But anyway.
Yeah.
But now I'm happy for Demeco Ryans, man. I think it's pretty dope. You know what I'm saying? He formerly played for him as well. Kind of similar to Frank Reich. He played for Houston. He was a great player when he played for Houston. He gets to go back and coach his team. I believe first defensive coach that got hired so far. Yeah, I believe so. Yeah. So I'm happy for him. He's going to get an opportunity to coach this. Yeah.
Very small.
Yeah.
Very small sample size.
He's gonna probably likely draft a quarterback. If I had to guess, we'll find out what the plan's gonna be. But who knows, man? He was out here on the team with Brock Purdy and Jimmy Garoppolo. They might roll with Davis Mills and just try to get that defense to be at a higher level. Who knows what they're gonna do this upcoming year? But I'm happy for him. We'll see what happens next. You heard about the other news about Steve Wilks?
Steve Wilks got an interview, or the 49ers requested an interview with Steve Wilks for the defensive coordinator job. Very interesting because he's still in the contract. I thought that was pretty interesting. Contract.
Yeah,
very interesting.
And now, by the way, we got clarity that we will not get a 3rd round pick if he does get that job.
Yes, and I was incorrect on that. The way it read, and I don't know if that was a earlier article before the rules became ratified. So I'm not sure. I could have been. The way it read, it made it seem like that was the case. But I apologize for spreading false information. I was wrong. So we will not get a pick if 49ers if they hire Steve Wilks. I was wrong on that. My bad.
Appreciate the super chat, Abel. Yeah, I think it's like thoughts on the 49ers interview. I think it's great, and I hope he gets the job. You want to talk about having an upgrade? You get to freaking coach those guys. Get the coach.
Yeah,
that defense.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah. I take that too. Everybody lined up trying to get that 49ers job, bro, because they know what time it is.
It would be dope. It would be dope if it'll be dope if he gets that gig. So I'm hoping he gets it. I really do. I hope he gets it.
That's the only interview.
That's the dope, and that's the only interview he's had. Period. Outside of the Panthers interview, head coaching interview.
Yeah,
which is kind of wild. So, but I'm hoping he gets that gig, man. I really do.
That's the only interview he's had so far.
Yep. Appreciate the super chat of Cash. We already answered this question. Will take the 49 job? Do we get the job pick? We do not. It's only for head coaches and GMs. That's who it's for. If they get promoted to those positions, then we get a head coaching job. Which the odds are pretty high that the 49ers will probably pull the trigger. Because they like to get them 3rd round picks. Because they're going to get a 3rd round pick for the Demeco Ryans hire. Because they keep getting promotions within. So, Kyle Shanahan's a man of the people, man. He out here getting all these diverse coordinators, and they're getting all these 3rd round picks in the meanwhile, because they keep winning. They keep executing. Mike McDaniel, the 49ers got a 3rd round pick for Mike McDaniel. They're going to get a 3rd round pick for Demeco Ryans.
So let me share this real quick. 49ers are killing. They're killing with that minority joint. Matter of fact, our one of our frat bros, Dave, is the Texans. The Titans GM.
Yes, Rob Carthon, I think his name is.
Yep. He is. So, let me see. Where did I see it? Head coach or primary executive. The minority employee is not head coach or primary executive of the employer club and is hired to the same position within the new club. There can be no. So that's where I got this from.
But no, and it's A and B. There's got to be. It says 2 full seasons. Wilks ain't been there for 2 full seasons.
So that's what it is.
That's probably why. He ain't been there 2 full seasons. Just showed up this year.
Yep. Okay. So we would get it. So because the way it's being read is that it's only coaches and GMs, and I don't think are only head coach and GM, and I don't think that's the case. I think there is, and I have not seen it, to be honest with you. But the way that reads, it indicates that.
But it's funny that because it says and. Hired as a head coach or primary football executive has been employed by the employee club for a minimum of 2 full seasons, and The minority employee is not the head coach. So that's why. So it's A and B, which means you got to have a promotion, and he's not the head coach. So he's got to be promoted up, and he's got to be there for 2 years. So even if Wilks would have gotten the head coaching job, we wouldn't have gotten a 3rd round pick anyway because he ain't been there for 2 years.
So. Exactly. So there's some nuance to that rule. So that's where I got it, and I read that wrong. So my apology. Well, I didn't read it clear because the 2-year thing. So yeah, my apologies on that. But I did want to pull that up so we were all on the same page on that.
It's not an or thing; it's an and thing. Both things have to be true.
Correct. All right. So anything else? Demeco, we touched. Wilks, pause. What you thinking? What else? Any other coaching hires or news before we get into Reich?
So while I was on the Twitter Spaces, I know there were some talks about some coaches that might end up staying with Carolina, particularly our offensive line coach Campen and our special teams coach Tabor. That has not been official yet. It's not been confirmed. At the press conference, folks asked the question off the normal rigmarole of the press conference, and nobody would confirm that is officially the case. So right now, that's just speculation. Nothing's official with regards to Tabor or Campen returning to Carolina. So pump the brakes with regards to that.
That's interesting.
Brad, you missed it, man. We talked about it. I mean, compensation was expected. A lot of folks thought it was too much, but I'm like, they got off cheap compared to what they could have had to pay, typically. We'll see what he does in Denver, man. We'll see.
Shout out to Zach Thomas. He said, did we hear about Nixon's interview for the I did see that, but
there's no way
I don't think he's going to get that one. Yeah, I think keep it a buck. I think that's a Rooney Rule joint right there, bro.
They got to do that for coordinators too? They do got to do it for coordinators too.
Yeah, I don't know. Let me check. I think they do.
I've already did my spill on the Rooney Rule on Friday. I don't think I want to do it again. I personally think it's a mockery at this point. I think they should just get rid of it.
Yeah, in 2020 expanded to coordinators. Yeah. 2020 the rule expanded to coordinators so yeah, they do got to do it for coordinators.
Yeah, you should have followed Matt Rule to the NFL, bro. I mean to Nebraska.
Nah, I think he'll find a job, but not as an OC.
Yeah,
he'll get a job.
Who knows? He's probably still in the contract at Carolina.
Yeah, he might stay around. You never know. All right, Dave, we got 500 people in the building. 500 people. Make sure you hit that like button. Hit the like button and the subscribe button, notification bell, all that good stuff. Dave, I do want to give a quick shout out to all of our Patreon members, and because we do have a new Patreon member. Let me shout them out. We have a brand new Patreon member. So if you want to become a Patreon member too, go to patreon.com/PantherNationPC. But shout out to my man Cyburn. Cyburn21 is a new Patreon member, so I appreciate you. Signed up for a franchise level, so we appreciate y'all. Appreciate all the MVPs, and it's about time for MVP giveaway. I'm not ready to do one right now, but it is time for one. And I will come up with an item to give away. Wondering if I can get a Frank Reich jersey signed, Dave. I got to get that. They got to bring back the 14. Yeah,
I hope they do for our sake, because I've seen how them damn jerseys going on eBay. Y'all losing your damn mind.
Bro. Yeah, I seen them prices.
Y'all,
crazy.
y'all are losing y'all dang on mind on these on Al Gore's internet. What are y'all doing out here charging $300, $400, $500 for Frank Reich jerseys?
Yeah, it's crazy, bro.
Yes, he threw our first touchdown pass in franchise history.
That joint had to be game worn or something, bro. Y'all tripping.
He didn't win a game as a starter, if I remember correctly. No, he didn't win a game as a starter.
I can look it up. I don't think so.
No, he didn't. He didn't win a game as a starter. But he's important. He got to play with. He played with Sam Mills. So I
gotta fact check shit you be saying sometimes.
Go ahead, bro.
I'm about to fact check you, bro. I don't be playing with you, Dave. You just be talking sometimes.
Go ahead. You went 0-3. Somebody already fact checked you. You can go ahead. You can go ahead.
Yep. 0-3. Yep. 0-3 is a starter. Yep. That's correct. I just had to fact check you, bro.
The first team we beat were the Jets. That was weeks later. Reggie White wasn't on the team the first year. Collins took over later. Yeah, Collins took over later that year. I'm still mad we didn't get Steve McNair that season, bro.
Yeah.
Yeah. You want to trade out.
All right. Yeah. So shout out to all the Patreon members, man. We greatly appreciate y'all. But Dave, let's roll into Underdog Fantasy real quick before we get into the Frank Reich discussion.
What's going on, guys? This is Dave from PNP, and I'm here to talk to you about Underdog Fantasy. I just want to remind you that's the easiest place to play. There ain't too many places where you can win 20 times your money in the same night, utilizing higher lowers in the pick'em game. And now they have pick'em insurance, where while you won't win the same amount of money that you did before, you can miss one and still bring home some money. So if you do it 3 times, you could potentially still get your money back if you end up missing one. Go to UnderdogFantasy.com and sign up today and use the code PNP when you do. And the $100 deposit match still stands. Underdog Fantasy.
Yeah.
All right, man.
Oh, go ahead, Dave.
We good, man. We rocking, man. Hopefully you guys had better luck than I did when it came to getting to the best ball finals. Because for the Super Bowl, we got the best ball finals. I mean, I made some of my lineups made it to the conference championship, man, but didn't do enough damage. Didn't have enough players to do enough damage with what I wanted to do. When Purdy got hurt, that did me in. I was very heavy on Purdy, but when the Purdy injury happened, that did me in. But, we got baseball about to come off. They've already starting to do 2023 drafts for NFL best ball. So get in where you fit in with regards to that. And you can still do your higher lowers, your pick'em games and your higher lowers with regards to the Super Bowl. With the Eagles and the Chiefs. The Andy Reid Bowl. The Black History Month Bowl. Whatever you want to call it bowl. So.
Yeah, man. So Dave, where do you want to start? Do you want to talk about Frank Reich and his presser, or do you want to talk about what happened after the presser where David Tepper and Scott Fitterer spoke and gave some pretty telling information? Where do you want to start?
I want to start after. We can start about Frank last. We can talk about Frank last. We'll be on Frank for both of the show anyways. Let's start with that after.
Yeah. So let me share my screen. Let me go to David Newton. Shout out to David Newton, man. Doing a good job bringing us this good content. Because he was recording some of the conversations that were happening after. And I just want to share with y'all because it was intriguing stuff.
I caught a bunch of
very intriguing stuff.
Sheena had a bunch of stuff, and Joe Person had. I think I had a couple things after. I think Sheena asked a few questions. So David Newton just recorded the whole thing?
Oh, well, no, he just had a clip. He had a clip.
Okay.
But I'm going to pull him up. Let's talk about, he talks about the mistake he made. I don't know why it's going to Instagram, but it is what it is.
Every single year. And it's never going to end. It's never going to end. Okay, every year. And the reason it is scoring brings eyeballs. Okay, that's what the league's about, getting eyeballs to watch the thing. So I can tell you again, the new rules will be offense-minded rules. I don't know what they are yet, but it will be offense-minded rules. So you have that challenge, first. And then the second challenge you have is, and I made this mistake, I think it's a mistake to have a CEO-type head coach, okay? That's a mistake, just in general. That's what I kind of believe. So I think you want to get somebody who's really good on offense or really good on defense.
All right, so let's unpack this, Dave, because he made two interesting statements within that. He said, number one, I went with the offensive-minded coach because they're skewing rules for scoring. They want more scoring. They want a show, so they're skewing rules so that the offense becomes easier for them to score. So let me get the offensive-minded guy, the innovative guy that's going to bring more scoring. And you heard Frank Reich say it during the interview. He said, "Yo, scoring puts butts in seats," and that's what Tepper said. You could tell they've been having conversations and saying the same things. So that's part one of it. Second part of it, Dave, he admitted he made a mistake in hiring the CEO style coach, which is what we've been saying. Like that dude Matt Rule did not have a specialty. He was not an offensive mind. He was not a defensive mind. He was a quote unquote program builder, a college program builder at that. And so he admit he made a mistake. Dave, address those 2 points, please, sir.
He got a valid point with the rules committee. I've watched like the NFL Network. I don't know if they still do it, but in the past they would live. They would show the rules committee stuff live on their network back in the day. I don't know if they still do it now. And most of those rule changes, bro, it is offensive minded. The bulk of them are offensive minded. So I can understand why he wants to go that route. And by the way, man, wow, yeah. So I agree with the sentiment of why he went the route he went with regards to offensive coach. I know the question that they asked was whether or not Steve Wilks had a fair shake. That was the question that was asked, and he kind of veered around it, and I understand why, because he knows there's things that's going to probably be happening post this, whether fair or not. Yeah. But no, I mean that valid points with regards to why he went offense. And then the fact that he admitted that he made a mistake hiring Rule, I love it. Because, somebody that's worth as much as he is doesn't have to admit a mistake. Fact. He doesn't. Like when you're like a guy of that stature from a financial standpoint, from a boss standpoint, your ego sometimes don't allow you to admit when you make mistakes, even though great leaders should. So I commend him for that. So I will give Tepper credit for that because it damn sure was a mistake. It was a terrible ass mistake. And I think maybe he finally did it because he's probably been watching the bullshit that Matt Rule's been doing over the past couple
a
month since his ass done changed his colors to red. He went from a light blue Crip to a blood, and he done changed all his colors. So he out here saying all this stuff on us, throwing folks under the bus. He's been trying to clean it up as of late. He admitted he was rough on Cam. I saw that.
Can we move? Yeah, can we move on?
Yeah. So go to the next video then. Yeah.
So real quick, let me address these super chats. Bobby Digital said we need that Panthers cap update. If we got some time after this show, we'll go into it. If not, I plan on making a separate video before we do the Sign or Walk series. So it's coming. Just hang tight. But I got you on the cap update. The game guy says Aggie Pride. Shout out to Aggies in the building. Aggie Pride.
National Signing Day tomorrow, baby. National Signing Day tomorrow.
He said,
"We got some dogs coming."
He said, "Shy, you had too many pause moments today. Hey, I was turned on, man. What you want me to say? What you want me to say, man? What you want me to say?" All right, so here we go. Here's the second part of the David Tepper interview, talking about Steve Wilks.
Well, first, I just want to thank Coach Wilks, as for his time here and the job he did. Listen, I don't want to talk about the process as much. I want to talk about Frank's process. So Frank talked about commitment to excellence, and that commitment to excellence begins with the coaches that we get in the building and the process we have for getting coaches in the building in the future. This is a funny thing, this NFL. And obviously the head coach has to have the last word on the coaches he picks. But this is a funny business that if I'm in business, in my other business, you'll do a process when you hire a $500,000 person or $1 million person, you look at 5, 6, 7 other people. Okay, so there has to be a good vetting process. It can't be an old boys network or that sort of thing that's been going on in business and NFL, for better or worse. There has to be a process. You look for the best person. That best person, that's why the head coach has to have the final say, means they have to fit in a lot of different ways. But you have
a lot of rambling. That was a lot of nonsense to me. Dave, what's your thoughts on that?
Bro, I said it on Friday. I'll say it again. He's not going to clearly answer any questions regarding about the hiring process right now with the lawsuit. Is going to probably be added. The Panthers are probably going to be named as a team in the lawsuit now, whether fair or not. So when you take, I'm going to keep it a buck. Like I'm just going to tell you what it is. I know you can agree, disagree, however you want to feel about it, but the reality is the fact that if Steve Wilks or his attorneys feel like they didn't necessarily if they didn't feel like they got a fair opportunity to get the position, whether you agree or not, and they feel like they have even an inkling of a case, they're gonna add them to the suit. So
man, I get it, and it sucks, and this is what I was asked about this on the Rob Brown show too, and it's unfortunate that because I do firmly believe that Reich is the better coach, and
I think they selected the right guy, but I'm just telling you that.
But I hear you. That's what I'm saying. It sucks that is going to get clouded by that because of the situation, and I get it. Trust me, I get it. But it just sucks. It just sucks. So. I mean,
in the grand scheme of things, man, like from my eyes, and this is just me talking. Let me be clear. I'm not a lawyer. That's not what I do outside of this show. But in my opinion, I think what happened in Arizona was way, way worse.
Yeah, facts.
It was egregious. Let me be clear. It was egregious. Now, that being said, could you build something with what happened here? Absolutely. Absolutely. Whether true or false. But sometimes if it gets down to the nitty-gritty, it's not about whether or not it's true or false when you're in a court of law. It's not. It's about what the belief is. It's not about true or false. It's about the belief. And I think that's what people fail to realize when it comes to when you got lawyers and court cases involved. It's about the belief. It's not whether it's true or false. It's about the belief.
Shout out to Akash. It's a live mock draft tonight. We'll see if we have time. Y'all asking for a lot, and I ain't about to be up here all night. But we'll see. The champ Noli says Tepper sounded like a man who knows a lawsuit is coming. Yeah, he does. He's as an owner, he's got to know that's coming. He's got to know that, and I'm pretty sure he's been contacted and there's been discussions and all that. So he knows. The only thing, and once again, this is just my opinion, I thought about what we discussed on Friday, bro, and I think I'm with you, man. I think the lawyers went too fast at the reaction. Yeah, they did. I think so too. Now, I think they just, they kind of went with the gauntlet a little too quick because it kind of puts the client in a rough spot. Because I would argue, truth be told, I would be questioning why Wilks, considering what he did in Carolina, why no other team brought him in for a head coaching spot. Right. Facts. I would be questioning that more than anything else. Facts. But you know the answer to that though, Dave. Oh yeah, because it's the Rooney hire. The Rooney rule. Yeah, I mean, no, you worry. But it's the lawsuit, but it's also the fact that the Rooney Rule has now become a mockery of itself. Like the Rooney Rule has been a mockery of itself probably for the last decade. And you can say that, and you can say, well, no, yes, because the number of minority head coaches has fallen. It hasn't gone up; it's fallen. Like it's going to go up now with the hire of Demeco Ryans, but the reality is it's been falling. So, from that standpoint, it's a mockery. So then there's that inherent risk of it being seen as a Rooney Rule hire if you do not hire that man, even if it's not warranted or not. And that's the one they had too. All right, yeah. Can we move on from this? Because I'm tired of talking about it. To be honest with you, I hate this. I hate the whole Rooney Rule. I hate the whole. I just hire the best man, bro. Let's just leave it. Dude, you ain't got to tell me. I'd hate rehashing. I told you my opinion on the rule, bro. I already had my spiel about it on Friday. I don't disagree with you when it comes to my opinion on the rule, so we can definitely move on. All right, SC Bass says $20K before the draft. Yes, let's do that. So hit that subscribe button. I'm for it, bro. Help us get there. $20K before the draft will be fire. We'll be the first independent Panthers content creator to $20K. So help us get there. That would be super dope. Super dope. Now let's go ahead and get into David. Scott Fitterer. Are you frozen? Oh, Rashad might be out. An offensive-minded coach. No, I'm here. I'm still here. Okay. My bad. I don't know.
Came down to we're looking for the right leader, the right culture builder, the right competitor, the right guy for the team. And then off of that, there are different aspects of it. If you want to go offense, there are some advantages to that. And there are advantages to, playing aggressively from the offensive side of the ball. If it's 4th and 3, you're starting to see that a lot more. Guys on their own side of the field, 35-yard line. I think we saw it this last weekend. An offensive coach knows what he has on the field. He might feel more comfortable going for it in that situation.
Bro, ain't that exactly what I've been saying? You hear what he just said, Dave? You know, when you go for it on 4th and 3 and your own 35-yard line, that sounds familiar. That sounds very familiar when we were at Tampa and we didn't go for it on 4th and 1 at the 39-yard line or whatever the case may be. This is what I've been trying to tell y'all. I'm telling y'all, don't listen to people when they say it doesn't matter if you have an offensive-minded or defensive-minded head coach. That's cap. It matters. It absolutely matters, and he just told you why. He just told you why it matters. All right, there was another piece of that. Let's see. Here we go. Talking about drafting a quarterback. Here we go.
I don't think you ever want to box yourself in and just say, hey, we're going to strictly draft. I've always kind of said, hey, that's the proper way to do it, to draft and develop, from a cost effectiveness standpoint. But if we don't believe that guy's there this year, and we haven't even started the process, our scouts have, we'll look at all options. But in an ideal world, we would be draft and develop.
All right.
So what say you, Dave?
Let me tell you something, man. I think in a perfect world they want to draft a quarterback, but I don't know. And truth be told, they might not have much of a choice considering their cap situation. I know you're going to do a video to talk about the cap situation later, but they might not have much of a choice but to draft a quarterback considering that circumstance. And yeah, they could probably clear some of the cap space and fix some things here and there depending on the situation. But they're definitely gonna have to likely draft a quarterback. It's just a matter of what they're gonna do and how and who they're willing to roll with regards to that, and whether or not they're gonna trade up for Stroud or if they're gonna just sit at 9 and see who's there at 9. So there's a lot of other factors that you got to roll in with regards to that. So it'll be interesting to see. But it looks like they're open to doing it. But I posed the question, and we can probably have the discussion point now if you want. But I posed a question in the spaces, and I posed it, and it's what somebody else did. I don't want to take away somebody's credit, but would you be fine taking an edge rusher in the first and getting Hooker in the second?
Hooker's. We talked about Hooker on the live stream. Hooker is 25 years old, coming off an ACL tear. Like, bro, and it's a late ACL tear. Like, he's got a long way to go, bro. I would be fine with the opposite.
So, all right. Well,
and truth be told,
is it that?
Hold on. Let me finish
right.
answering the question. The question. So, right. I would be fine with the opposite, right? Get my quarterback because edge rusher's so deep. I can get an edge rusher later. When edge rusher's deep, there's no reason for you to go ahead and go get or draft the top guy because edge rusher's deep. So I'm fine with the opposite. Give me a quarterback first and then get an edge rusher second.
So what if is the ACL tear the concern or is the A's the concern? Which one is it? Or is
both. It's both. You can't just isolate one. It's both.
Because I think a lot of folks, because the injury is one thing, right? And there's some players that fall because of injury and they end up being freaking outstanding. So, because you got to remember, like the shelf life of a typical NFL player is 3 years. I mean, if you think you're going to have a quarterback for a decade, even if Hooker's 25, 26, all right, he plays till he's 36 if he's there for a decade. I mean, that's still a pretty good ordeal.
Ain't about that. It's about the talent, bro. You got the opportunity to get a CJ Stroud.
But that man was on pace before that injury. That man was on pace to win the damn Heisman.
No, Dave, you don't watch college football, bro. Relax. You go and get CJ Stroud, B. Stop. You know what I want to say. Don't play around, bro. Even with Stroud, Stroud is the better. It's between Stroud, Young, right? Levis, Richardson, bro.
I don't think Young is on. I'm gonna be honest with you, bro. I don't think Young would be on.
Shit. Okay.
Nah.
Okay.
I think Young. You know what? You want to hear a hot take? I think Young will be sitting there for us at 9 if you want him.
And I take him all day, every day.
I don't think our coach will though. Doesn't matter whether our GM will. I don't think our coach will though. Based on what he was saying, based on the comments that he said, I don't think our coach will. I think our coach will take Levis. I think our coach will take Richardson. I think our coach will take Stroud. I don't think our coach will take Young. That's my hot take for you. I'm not saying the man doesn't have the IQ. I'm not saying he doesn't have the IQ. I think Bryce Young might be the smartest quarterback in the draft. But there's other things that he can't control that he has that can't be fixed. Now, Sean Payton might take Bryce Young, replace Russell Wilson. He used to dealing with short quarterbacks. That ain't Reich's lane, bro. Just look at the quarterbacks he's had as a coach. I'm just telling you. It ain't about the weight for me, because you can fix the weight. The weight's something that's fixable. The height is the issue. Huh?
He's 6.
You can He's 5'8", 5'9". You can't be out here having Steve Smith at quarterback, bro. I'm sorry.
He's 6 foot. He's 6 foot, bro.
No, he's not. He's not.
6 foot. We'll find out at the combine.
We're going to find out at the combine. If he comes up 6'1", if he comes up 6 foot, 6'1", then we might be having this discussion. Y'all talking about Dave lost his mind. I'm telling you what Frank said. Frank is giving you, like, you can just go off the record of the quarterback that he's coached.
Yeah, Frank did say he prefers like a 6'3".
Yeah, bigger come on,
guy.
man.
Like he did say that.
Come on, man. I'm not trying to knock Bryce. I'm just trying to tell you what Frank said.
He did say that though.
Unless Bryce out here grows like 4 or 5 inches, then he ain't on the list, and he'll probably be there for us to take at 9. Cause I don't think he's the only one that feels that way. Is my point. He'll probably be sitting there at 9. We got a long way to go before April, guys. It is February 1st is tomorrow. We got a long ways to go. But the way that Frank described it was more of a CJ type of thing.
Yeah, CJ
Levis, Richardson too. Richardson will work. Too. Yeah, but not Bryce. So all you Bryce truthers, it ain't happening in Charlotte.
Listen, at least one quarterback falls every year, and Bryce could be that guy. But I don't know if he'll take him.
I think here's my opinion. If 9 hits and it's Bryce Young or an edge rusher, he's taking the edge. He's going to take the edge. He's going to take the edge.
I don't think it's going to get to that point. I think we trade up to get our guy. I don't think it's going to get where we're going to just sit here and wait. I think we're going to go up and get the guy we want, because that's what. And he elaborated on this too. He said, and he said exactly what I said. He's in a situation with the Panthers. And where is that clip, bro? This is not the clip I saw earlier. He said it earlier. He said, we in a situation where we have the offensive line. We have a good defense. Now is the time. It's not like he said exactly what I've been saying. He said exactly what I've been trying to tell y'all. Exactly what I've been trying to tell y'all. You know what I mean? So I think it's time to go get it. It's time to go get it right. This is not like prior seasons Go ahead.
My man said we're about to draft another hyphenated defensive end. And let me tell you guys something. We didn't even talk about what happened in the championship games over the weekend. But after what the hell you saw Hassan Reddick did, you guys don't want a damn edge rusher?
I've been trying to tell y'all that. We should have kept the one we had. We had a Hassan Reddick.
Shit. Literally. We should have signed Gilmore and Reddick and went to the playoffs, guys. I don't know what we were doing.
Yeah, so here's the video for Scott. Here we go. Let me see if I'm gonna play it since I already got the. Can y'all hear it?
You're right on a lot of that.
Yeah.
I think you got to have conviction. If there's a guy in this class that you like, you got to go up and if you like him, go get him. We're in a position now where we have defense, where we have an offensive line that we've built around this for this opportunity. So if you have conviction, go get him. If it's not, you don't want to force it. You don't want to take a player, pass on a really good player. That might set you back. But you can't be afraid to take a shot if you believe that's the guy.
You take it as real.
I think you're.
Dagnabbit. So yeah, again, said what I said. I've been saying it. This is different. This is not like other previous years, bro. It is what it is. Go get the quarterback. This ain't like last year where we didn't have an offensive line. This ain't like the year prior where we didn't have an offensive line. We have an offensive line now. We have a solid defense. We have decent weapons right now. I think we can improve some of our skill positions. Tight end, another wide receiver, I think would be great. But it's time. Now it's time to go get the quarterback. Clell says keep the pod on Monday. It makes Mondays better. Yeah, we'll probably do that. Bobby Diddle said I saw Bryce Young last year. He's 5'9" on a good day. We'll see. We'll find out in the combine. We'll see.
He ain't coming here, man. Our hope should be that somebody ahead of us takes him. So then we might have a shot.
But yeah, don't be surprised. I'm telling y'all need to get your minds prepared and ready for us to take Levis, Anthony Richardson, and C.J. Stroud. I know you can pick apart each one of those guys, but the fact of the matter is, you got a quarterback whisperer, bro. I think he could do it. I believe in Frank that he could develop the deficiencies out of, and he said it. He said in the press conference today. He said, "Yo, give me a guy, man. Give me a guy that is mobile, and he can move if he needs to move, but can also stretch the field." He said that you need a guy that can beat you with his arm. Look at what Jalen Hurts is doing right now. That's a prototypical guy he's looking for. Yo, a guy that's can run the football, but like a Cam Newton, like we've seen it here. Y'all seen it. That's the kind of guy he's looking for. A guy that can beat you with his legs, but at the same time, be dangerous enough to put the ball where it needs to go. Pause. Go up and get C.J. Stroud, because that's it. And for those of y'all that don't think C.J. Stroud can run the football, you're bugging. Just because he didn't do it doesn't mean he can't do it. There's a difference.
That's a fact. Folks be out here not getting that man any credit. He probably could run the ball better than some of the guys that's been doing it a lot.
All right, Dave. So what else did you like about the press conference? Because I live reacted, so they already know what I think.
Nah, man. Overall thoughts. I felt like Frank Reich said the right things. He's got a pretty good mindset when it comes to what the expectations are for the team and how he wants his organization to be ran with regards to the team. I think he's gonna be able to. I think he's already got the buy-in with the players. I think he's gonna be ready to rock. I think he understands what the expectations are coming into this next season, and I think he understands what the goals are. And the fact that he mentioned keep pounding from the gate in his presser, I was in. So like, I think folks was getting very confused about how I felt about the hire. It was just, for me, it was just, we knew where it was going to go. And I feel like, considering the circumstances, I think the Colts are going to regret firing this man during the season. I think we got a pretty damn good coach. Like, I'm not going to be out here trying to, I understand, I think once you take the emotions out of it and be rational about what we have as a head coach, this is a really great hire, guys. This is a phenomenal hire. Like, I don't understand why people are like still kind of being on it. I get it. Don't get me wrong. As somebody who's in leadership, I get it. I completely understand it. But at the same time, you have to respect the fact that this is the right hire. You're supposed to hire the best candidate. And Frank has shown that he's been able to win with multiple quarterbacks. He's been able to win and have top 10 defenses with multiple quarterbacks. So he's been capable of executing as an OC and as a head coach. And he's got rings to prove it. He has a Super Bowl ring to prove it. So I'm good. And I don't want you guys to confuse this to, like, I'm very happy that none of you guys confuse it to the last hire that we've had. Because it's not even close. Like, this was a great hire. This looks like Tepper actually sat down and thought about this shit. He looks like he learned his lesson, and it looks like he made a great hire. So I love the hire. I love the presser. I think Frank said all the right things with regards to when he talks about team building and what it takes to win a championship, and what the steps are going to be to do what we need to do. And I love the fact that he mentioned defense first, that he talked about the offensive line, that he talked about everything else but quarterback, which tells me that he definitely knows what he has to fix first. But he only got one on the roster right now anyway, so, I mean, it's pretty much a no-brainer at this rate. All right, shout out to Arian. We got to trade up and get Stroud, whatever it takes. I love to get the QB coach for Philly that I heard we may get as our OC. DC, I'm not sure. It'll be interesting to see who we get as our DC, man, to say the least. Shout out to BK for the super chat. I have a suspicion if Tanner McKee has a banger combine, they'll take him over Levis since he's 2 years younger. I hope not, but I don't know. Tanner McKee, I don't know if he's worth taking 9 overall. Oh, you're talking about Tanner McKee doesn't play quarterback. I don't know what Tanner McKee plays. That's how you got how much college I watch. FBS college, that is. What does Tanner McKee play, man? Is he an edge rusher?
Yeah, I thought Tanner was a quarterback.
Tanner's a quarter. We're not taking him at 9.
He's a quarterback.
He is a quarterback. For who? For who? For
not
what?
Taking him at 9, Stanford.
God.
Good.
That ain't going to happen. We might well take Hooker in the second. We're going to do that. Fifth round.
I'm good.
So, can somebody explain to me why nobody wants Levis? I mean, other than the fact that he plays for Kentucky, and I don't know what a good Kentucky quarterback looks like.
I think that's a big part of it, to be honest with you. Like, people, like, when you look at the quarterback, like,
if that's the case, we shouldn't be trying to go out the Stroud either.
He's got it. He's got his flaws, but the problem with Levis is that he not surrounded with all the talent and the coaching that these other guys got. He playing at Kentucky, bro.
But that might not be a bad thing. That might be a good thing because that means he's been able to execute with not necessarily the talent around him. He can just walk on right in with Carolina and be okay. Like, I said this about Mac Jones when he got drafted his season. I said, everybody's saying Mac Jones is going to be this great quarterback, but he ain't going to have that type of talent when he goes to New England. And now they're starting to question whether or not he's worth the pick. The folks up in Patriots land are wondering whether or not they need to go after another quarterback. Or roll with Bailey Zappi.
Yeah, I think the problem with Levis, he's got some accuracy issues, and he's got some decision making issues. Now, when you know Frank Reich's system, right? He kind of eliminates the decision making for them with the RPO, bro. Either it's there or it's not. Like you read one guy and you make the decision. Right, so I think the RPO eliminates a lot of the tough decisions that he has to make. However, you do want your quarterback, and I think Reich said this today as well. When you need him to make that that throw, and you need to make that read, can he do it? That's the question. That's the question. So, I think he's got potential. Like the thing with Levis, it's a potential thing. It's a potential thing with Levis. And a lot of people, it depends where he goes, right? It all depends on where he goes. I mean, nobody thought Brock Purdy would do what he did, but he got with the right coach, the right system, surrounded by the right players, and there you go. Nobody in this chat talking about Brock Purdy last year, so relax. Nobody in this chat.
And you know what the funny thing is? Everybody thought that Brock Purdy wasn't anything, even when he was winning in San Francisco, until his ass got hurt. And then they saw, Brock Purdy actually might be decent. Because Josh Johnson was out here looking pedestrian as hell to the point where they had brought Brock Purdy back in and he couldn't even throw the ball. So, Purdy ain't trash, bro. He ran that system probably just as good, if not better, than Jimmy Garoppolo did, if you want to keep it a buck. And you can say Jimmy Garoppolo's trash, but some of you guys wanted to trade for him last year. So I don't even want to hear that. So, no. You're messing with that. So we'll see. It'll be interesting to see how this whole thing gonna go. But we got time, man. A lot of things could happen between now and April.
Yeah, I mean, you definitely don't want to get on, and I see what people are saying about Zach Wilson. You don't want to get on that meteoric rise train where you think this dude he comes out of nowhere and becomes that Zach Wilson thing, bro. That's looking real bad right now because he came out of nowhere,
bro. And nobody could explain to me like how, why, what. And y'all remember when I told you guys there probably might only be one guy that's going to be good out of this draft, out of this draft class, and everybody's saying, well, you might be wrong. Well, I don't know yet. We don't know yet. Because, I mean, there's talks that Justin Fields might get traded. So we'll see.
Yeah,
we'll see.
At the end of the day, bro, at the end of the day with Levis, listen, y'all, I'm on record. Stroud is the guy I want. I'm on record. So we could talk about Levis. We could talk about Anthony Richardson. I don't care about them. I want Stroud, bro. I want Stroud, and I've been on that train for a long time. That dude is nice. Stroud is nice, bro. Let's keep it a buck. And not only that, he did nothing but improve with me. Because what he did in that national championship game, putting the team on his legs, bro. That's who I want. That's who I want. So we could talk about these other cats, but Stroud is it. That's the guy. Go get like whatever it takes. I don't care about next year's pick. I don't care about next year's first, second. I don't care about none of that. I'll give me CJ Stroud, bro. That's who I think will fit what Reich is trying to do. Right? I think that again, don't just because he didn't run the football doesn't mean he can't. He can run the football. He can provide a threat in the run game. And he has some of the prettiest throws, bro. He got some of the prettiest throws. You talking about stretching the field. Stroud can do that. He got some of the prettiest throws I've seen. So he can do that. And people talk about, oh, he got receivers. He had the best. True. So get him some damn receivers. What's stopping you from getting him some elite receivers? Nobody talking about Joe Burrow when he's out there, got Jamar Chase and Higgins out there shining. Get him a Jamar Chase and a Higgins. He got DJ. Go get him another receiver. That's what you're supposed to do when you got these young quarterbacks. You're supposed to surround them with talent, not put it on the talent of the quarterback. That's what gets you beat. That's what gets you in situations where you're struggling and you're putting all this on your rookie quarterback. That's what causes them to fail. Nah, go out there and get all the wide receivers. Go out there and get the tight ends. Go out there. You got an offensive line. You keep Foreman. You keep Chuba. Yo, you got it. Now it's time to go get him. Bro. So we can talk about those other guys, but give me CJ Stroud, and I don't care what it takes. Honestly, that's where I'm at.
Frank wants a top 5 defense, man. You willing to put that at risk?
First thing he said. That's the first thing he said, Dave.
I know that's my point. So you willing to put that at risk to give up the house, the car, the boat, the kids?
I think we're close there. I'm not there, Dave. What rookie gonna come in here and make us I don't think there's a first round defensive linebacker or guy that's gonna come in there and make us a top 5 offense, just a defense just alone. One guy. It's not happening.
So who's starting the opposite? So next season, if we don't draft an edge rusher, who's starting
okay. So what I'm saying, Dave, you talk about the first round pick. What I'm saying is you get the best defensive lineman. That one guy is not going to make us a top 5 defense alone, bro. That's what I'm saying. So you could talk about the first round picks and all that. F all that, bro. Get me Stroud. You're gonna fix the defense. You're gonna get another edge rusher. You can get that in free agency. You can get that somewhere else. You can get that.
All right. I got a question for you. Let's transition. Let's say we get Stroud. Now, I'm curious to know what your thoughts are on this, because I almost lost my damn mind in that spaces earlier today. Let's say we get Stroud. How many wins do you expect the Panthers to have if we get Stroud?
Bro, the expectation don't change, bro.
No.
You already convinced me of that. So you already convinced me. I think it got to
be
9,
I just want to make sure.
It got to be 9-10 wins. I don't care who the quarterback is. 9-10 wins.
Okay,
y'all
so you don't care. You don't care. You don't.
No.
So if we decide not to take Stroud to go with a vet, 9 or 10 wins.
I don't care. It does not change with me, bro. It does not change. 9-10 wins. Y'all got me on board. Y'all changed my mind already.
Okay, so all right. So I'm gonna give some background to why I asked this question. So shout out to Sheena and Vashti. They asked the question, what's the expectation win-wise? And I pretty much said emphatically, division title. Right? Division title. NFC South title. And some people were like, oh, I mean, it'll be fine if we just make the playoffs, right? And I said, that means we got to win the division. We're not making the playoffs if we don't win the division. Because the NFC South is only going to get one spot. We're not getting no wild cards in the NFC South. That's my opinion. I don't see the second place team in the NFC South getting a wild card slot. Unless you do. Maybe when we do the round table.
NFC is pretty bad, bro.
Dog, not that. No, dog, not that. It's bad. Like, there's levels of bad, right? NFC as a conference is bad compared to the AFC. But when you look at what it takes to get a wild card spot, we're not going to have a second place team that's going to have that record good enough to get a wild card spot. That's my point. So from that standpoint, you got to win the division. So I said division title, home game in Charlotte, home playoff game in Charlotte. So folks thought I was tripping, saying that that's too aggressive. And there was another young lady, I think her name is Abby, that was saying, it should be 11 wins. And I wasn't mad at the ambition. You know what I'm saying? I wasn't mad at the ambition for 11, but folks thought she was crazy. And I'm like, no. You guys ain't going to be out here trying to move these goalposts because we got a new coach. I mean, we just saw somebody just pop in 12 games, won 6 games.
Y'all convinced me of that, bro. And I think, again, it goes back to what I said earlier, Dave. It's not on the QB. Y'all keep talking about rookie quarterback.
It's not.
It's not on the QB, bro. This
and that's the thing I kept trying to say. Like, there was one guy was walking up in there talking about, well, you know, when was the last time when somebody drafted a rookie quarterback in the top 10, they made the playoffs? And I said, Andrew Luck did it. Robert Griffin III did it. Ben Roethlisberger did it. Shit. Russell Wilson was a 3rd-round pick. He did it. So what are we talking about here? Why are y'all moving these posts? Don't move these posts.
These dudes wasn't surrounded with talent like that when they got. That's what we're trying to tell y'all. It's not.
There ain't no talent, same, dog. Bro. This is why. But it goes back. But it goes back to the discussion point about this tank shit. This is why you don't tank. Like the Jaguars, they didn't tank. They were that bad. They sucked. They were bad, terrible, abysmal, bad, horrible, horrific, horrendous. Remember that 2010 Panthers team? They didn't tank. They were that bad. Go back and watch the tape. They were bad, bro. They were bad. They weren't a good team. They just weren't good. It wasn't that they weren't trying. They were not good. These teams aren't tanking. They're just not good. There is a distinct difference. There's a difference. Like, y'all guys be out here talking that. No. They just weren't good. So, I'm done. I'm done for now.
Bro, yeah, it's
playoffs are bust, bro.
It's like y'all don't listen to the pod, man. It's like y'all don't listen to the pod, bro. Like, we've been saying it the whole time. If you're gonna draft a quarterback, you gotta have the team ready. Bro, we're close, bro. We're close.
How bad?
Good offensive line, good wide receiver talent. Now we have a competent coach, good run game, solid defense. Bro, we're closer. It's not like the Jaguars, bro. We're not like them other teams, bro.
Bruh, you want to know how bad they were? Go on YouTube and Google John Fox 100 yards offense. Just search that on YouTube and just watch the presser. I remember watching that game live. One of the worst performances of an offense that I've ever seen in my life. In my life. Bad. Like, bad. They were bad. I will say, and I will always say it, that 2-14 Panther squad in 2010, if they played up against the 2001 Panther squad that went 1-15, that 2001 Panther squad would beat their ass. Like, blow them out. Like, simple shit. Like, destroy them. Chris Winkie would throw darts on their ass. That's how bad they were. You saying go on YouTube and Google. It's the same company, bro. Don't do that. They're all owned by the same team. They're all part of the same squad.
Y'all
That's a fact. Y'all don't know. Y'all don't know what bad is, man. Y'all think Matt Rule was bad? Matt Rule was bad. Hey, y'all go back and watch that 2010 tape and come back and give me a call. Holla at me, guys. Yeah, let me tell you something. Nobody's seen the abysmal offense till you've seen the Jeff Davidson offense. 2010 was bad, bro. Yeah, 2010 might have took 10 years off my damn life. That shit was bad. Bad.
But yeah, man. So
if they weren't alive, man, I got a lot of youngins in this joint. If they weren't alive in 2010. I know we got kids watching because one hopped on Friday, but if they weren't, and that kid definitely was not born because he was 9, so he was not around for 2010. He ain't know what suffering looks like. And Matt Rule was bad, but 2010 was bad, bro. That shit was bad, and I understand why it happened, but it still was bad. All right, I'm sorry. Now I'm starting to get PTSD thinking about 2010. All right, my bad. I'm sorry. I apologize.
All right, so is that all you got on Reich? Is that all you got on Reich's?
No. We're on the same page. We're on the same page with regards to expectations, man. And let me be clear. I've been fair. Like, I think you guys think I haven't been fair. I've been fair. When Rule showed up, I said he's got to have more rings than Ron. And y'all got mad when I made his ass accountable when he did not. So that's what I'm doing with Frank. So y'all can't be mad at me giving that man expectations. That's what the expectations are. He should be able to win this division. Like, that's the reality of it. 8 wins would have won this division, guys. Like, I think that's what you guys are failing to realize. 8 wins would have won this division. So who we drafting? I mean, I don't know. It's not even February yet. It'll be February tomorrow.
Yes, it's early. But yeah, just a couple of things on the again. I talked about this earlier. Because I did my live. But man, I really like how he took responsibility with the Colts. Like, he took responsibility for the L's. And again, one thing that was mentioned is that he does finish strong. Pause. So he may start slow. So don't get too crazy if he starts slow, and then we pick it up at the back end of the season. Major pause on that, bro. But yeah. So I like that. If you want my reaction, you could go back and look at it on the live stream. But I love this press conference. A lot of good things that were said on it, and I think it was good. Now y'all want to run, and I also like how he said the playoffs is the floor, because that's what I've been trying to tell y'all. A lot of the stuff it's almost like they listen to the pod, because a lot of stuff I've been saying, they've been repeating. Like, the playoffs is cool, but the expectation is to win a championship. Like, that should be the goal. And like I said, a lot of people say that, but they don't move. The decisions that they make don't match what they're talking about. And so what I've seen so far from the Panthers is that now we're starting to make championship moves. Like, I'm not saying every move we made is great, but trying to get a Vic Fangio makes sense. Like, to me, that shows that you're in the right direction, right? To go out and get a dude like Reich, an offensive-minded coach who's been there, been to the playoffs, been to the Super Bowl, he has a ring. Like, that makes sense. Bringing back Tabor and trying to bring back Tabor and Campen makes sense. Like, it's just stuff it's just common sense, bro. Just common sense. And so those are moves that will get you in the right direction. So to me, the actions are speaking. The actions are in line with what it takes to build a championship team. Now, they have to continue to do that, but at least they're on the right track. All right, so let
me ask you a question about that Fangio thing before we go to the next phase, while you get the draft ready. So, do you think that we're being, and I'm gonna be clear, I do. Do you think that we're being utilized as leverage now at this point when it comes to getting contract with some of these coordinators? I damn sure think that's what happened with Fangio.
I think so. I think he would, because I think he has his eyes on other teams, and we definitely supposedly offered him the highest paid contract as a coordinator, defensive coordinator, and he kind of probably used that and said, "Hey, Miami, y'all need to match it," and then Miami said they was gonna match it, but then now he holding off and to see what happens with 49ers. So I think him specifically, he's playing the game. I can't say that other coordinators are doing the same, but he specifically is playing the game.
It'll be interesting because I don't know if the 49ers are going to be willing to make him the highest paid, but I wonder how much of a pay cut he's willing to take to do San Fran, because that is a cushy ass job for him. Like to be the defensive coordinator for the 49ers is a cushy job for somebody like a Mitch Fangio. You know what I'm saying? Like, he could literally just put his feet up and be like, all right, this is what y'all got to do, and be done. Or he could go to Denver. That would be interesting too.
Yeah, because there was rumors that he was tied to Payton. Yeah, he was going to go where Payton goes. So yeah, that could be interesting as well. So yeah, that is very interesting. Very interesting. All right, want to run this mock real quick, and then we're gonna get up out of here for tonight. So what's the plan? What's the game plan? We got Reich. Are we going to get a quarterback? Because I think we should.
I think what we should do is see what's sitting there at 9, and then we make a decision which way we go.
I'm not doing that, Dave. I'm not sitting around.
Did you do a mock draft Monday? You didn't do a mock draft Monday.
I did not. I didn't do one. No, I didn't do one.
That's 2 weeks in a row, man.
Yeah, nah. Family was sick, bro. I had.
I get it, man. I'm busting your chops. I'm just busting your chops, man. I know. I'm just busting your chops. No worries.
But but yeah, man.
Nah. So if that's the case, then trade up to 1, bro. If you out here giving up the you're gonna give up everything. Trade up to 1. We can get out of here quicker tonight. Trade up to 1.
So do we go to 3? Because I kind of quickly paused it. Do you think they don't need a wide receiver? So
go up to 3.
Want to go up to 3? Let's go up to 3. Let's see what it takes to go up to 3 and get my man CJ. So we're gonna do 3, 9. We're gonna throw in. Ooh. Sheesh.
Yeah. No. Don't do that. No.
Yeah.
No.
2024.
That ain't enough.
2024 first round.
Dog, we're gonna have to give up a second, and you know it.
Okay, yeah, I'll throw in a second. All right, I'll throw in a second. I'll throw in a late second. Is that the late second? I'll do this. This is legit. This is a legit offer right here.
To go up 6 spots, this is what you got to give up. This is what you have to give up. And you got to get ahead of the Colts. Offer. You would have to get ahead of the Colts. Like, be clear. You have to get ahead of the Colts. Like, you have to get ahead of the Colts. You probably got to get ahead of Houston now, too.
Let me offer this.
Oh, that'll get accepted. You know that.
They're going to take that, and then I'm going to go ahead and get my man, CJ Stroud, QB of the future. So we don't have a late second round pick. We still got our first one. So we going to rock with that. I like that pick. I'm down with it. And edge now rusher. We're back. I would like an edge rusher here. I would absolutely like an edge rusher.
They're all gone.
Or they're not all going, Dave. Relax. So let's see.
Who's available?
So you got Mike Morris, Keon White. This kid from Kansas State is solid. Couple of guys in here. Zach Harrison, I like him a lot too. We could probably get him. We're not gonna be able to get him late. So again, we got to remember we don't have our late second round pick. So it's not our next pick ain't till 93. So if we make this pick, we got to make it count. So the question is, and this is interesting here. The question is, and this is where my brain is at right now. So do you not go cornerback? Because I like Keely Ringo. We do need a cornerback, right? So what do y'all think about cornerback and then getting an edge rusher in the third? Or do we kind of, I'm not gonna say reach, but go ahead and take maybe like a Mike Morris right here at edge? What's y'all thoughts?
What's the BPA? Safety?
All boards are different. Obviously, all boards are different. So Keely Ringo, I believe, gotta be this is about right for him. Or you could say Eli Ricks too. People like Eli Ricks. So that's a lot of people are saying Ringo, and then somebody say get a free agent defensive end. Tight end for Stroud.
Ain't got
so
no cap for that, bro.
We'll free up some space for that. Ain't worry about that. So what y'all thinking? Edge rusher or Ringo? That's what I'm down to in my head.
If we don't get an edge now, we ain't gonna have nobody. We ain't gonna have nobody worth getting in the third. So we gotta try to take the edge now.
I think a lot of people saying Ringo, Dave.
Well, take Ringo.
So they're saying trade. They're saying trade back. So the Lions looks like the Lions want to trade up. So that would take us back to 48. So if we trade back,
what do we get?
And this is plausible. I don't know. Let's see. Let's see. So 48 and 39. Let's see what we can get. Can we get? That ain't happening, Dave.
81.
So trade back and get. Yeah, this might not seem worth it, bro. They're gonna give us like a 5th or 6th.
Man, Pack saying.
I'm not good with that.
Man,
I'm not good with that.
Take Ringo, bro. Just take Ringo. Take Ringo.
Yeah, I think Ringo here is solid, but
we're gonna spend an hour trying to debate it. Just take Ringo, bro.
All right, I'm gonna take Ringo.
We weren't gonna do a mock draft before we left, so take Ringo, man.
I'm gonna take Ringo.
We'll get the pass rush. We'll get the pass rush.
It's a long way to go, bro. Long way to go.
Take the pass rush at 93, bro.
They said our 10 minutes is up. That's funny. All right, so here we go. Let's see what edge rushes are available here. KJ Henry, Kobe Wooden. Ali Gay. Yeah, I mean it's a couple of raw cats. Isaiah Land, Dave, your boy.
Get the boy from Florida A&M. By the way, man, I want to get some guys on here to talk about some potential HBCU players that could get drafted. We'll figure out a week to do it. I'll keep you posted on that one. I got one person that does HBCU. I got one group that does HBCU specifically, and I got one that does FCS specifically.
So Carson said just signed Yannick Ngakoue and a free agent from the Colts. They're saying KJ Henry. They're saying none have a 3rd round grade. They're saying tight end, speedy wide receiver, check tight end is what they're saying. They want a tight end, Dave.
Well, take a tight end.
Yeah, I'm not too keen on. I'm late for these tight ends. I'm going late. I'm going Kuntz or Latu for tight end. I'm not too keen on any of those guys. So Hooker's there. Y'all want a Hooker?
Hooker is there, but it's too late. Hooker's there in the 3rd round, though.
Hooker's there in the 3rd. Perry, yeah, he's there in the 3rd. I think he's gonna be there in real life in the 3rd too. A.T. Perry is interesting, a big, tall wide receiver. But best edge rusher is Fehoko. Jack Campbell's gone. What y'all thinking? What y'all thinking?
Up, man.
Top available is the interior defensive lineman.
Probably should take care.
You want to go interior defensive lineman? Maybe because we don't know what's going to happen with Ioannidis.
Brown.
So this is probably not a bad idea.
Ioannidis. We ain't re-signed Brown yet either. Might as well take him.
Y'all saying Roy? Okay, we'll take Roy here.
Man.
We'll take Roy. BPA. That's a BPA pick.
Yeah.
Trey Palmer, Zach Evans.
Bro, the edge rusher just disappeared.
Now Kobe Wooden's still there.
That's what we need to take. Let's not wait no more. Take him.
It's saying take BPA edge. Let's just look at the edge.
Yeah, that's Wooden. That's Wooden.
I'm just looking. They're saying take Stover, but I'm cool. I'd rather get Kuntz. So I'll take Kobe Wooden, the edge rusher, just to fulfill that need.
We gotta get
I'm definitely looking to go get a free agent edge rusher if it felt like this.
Well, you got to do that before.
Yeah, no, but that's what you're supposed to do that anyway, right? You're supposed to set. You're supposed to set up. You're supposed
to fill your holes before the draft anyway.
Correct. All right. Let's see here. I'm not I like Riley Moss. Take another. We could double dip at cornerback. Xavier Hutchinson is cool. Payton Wilson, linebacker. That's interesting because we do need a linebacker. To'o down here too. What y'all think about taking To'o here?
Really?
What y'all think about taking To'o here?
Take him. Take him.
I'm thinking To'o here.
Take him.
I'm taking To'o right there. All right, we back. I'm thinking about Trey Dean right here, safety. What about Trey Dean right here?
We do need to get another safety in the.
I like Trey Dean here. I ain't gonna lie. Trey Dean is a good solid pick right here. Yeah, I'm gonna take Trey Dean. Take Trey Dean right there. All right, we in the 6th round. We got 2 remaining picks. Let's see. Isaiah Landry, want to go with the FAMU product? Double dipping the edge. I'm just seeing what's available here.
You try to get your boy Kuntz with the 187 pick or with the 228 pick.
Yeah, he might not be available there. But yeah, all right, I'll double dip the edge.
Yeah,
I take Land,
bro. Get Isaiah Land, man.
I double dip
y'all
the
be
edge.
hating. Let me tell you something. Let me tell y'all a story about James Houston. A&T alumnus Brad Holmes drafted James Houston from Jackson State.
Look who's at the top.
Look at that. Look at God. Look at that.
Go ahead, Dave. Finish your thought. My bad.
An A&T alumnus named Brad Holmes, who's the GM for the Detroit Lions, drafted James Houston. That man sat on the practice squad until Thanksgiving Day. That man got 8. He showed up on the roster, got 8 sacks to close out the season. He got snubbed. He should have gotten a. If Brock Purdy can be considered for Offensive Rookie of the Year, he should have got considered for Defensive Rookie of the Year. That man got 8 sacks from Thanksgiving to the end of the season. That's insane that he didn't get the opportunity. So
he said only good pick we got was Stroud. Come on, B. Keely Ringo again. So when you talk about the cornerback, I think it works a couple of ways. We did get a C on that pick, by the way. But I think it kind of works both ways, right? If you fix the cornerback, fix the secondary, your pass rush has more time. Throw the football if they can lock down. So kind of goes both ways. But yeah. 2 offensive picks, not enough offense. Hey, top 5 defense. You got top 5 defense. You got to invest.
Top 5 defense, bro. You heard the man. I don't know why. I mean, we good on offensive line.
I ain't gonna lie. I ain't gonna hold you. I can care less about the rest of the draft. We got my man right here, CJ Stroud. Gonna take us to the top. It's a decent draft. I think.
Don't worry. Again, when Frank Reich has us running the ball 30 times, I'm going to look at y'all. I'm just going to give y'all the stare as if that man didn't have Jonathan Taylor for a decent chunk of the run in Indianapolis. And much they try to feed that man. He runs the ball a lot in Indy, guys. I think you guys should go watch some Indy film. He runs the ball a lot. His offenses run the ball a lot. I just want y'all to know that. He talked about it, too. About what you
He did say that. He did say he
runs the ball a lot. Like you guys be thinking that we got that bringing the offensive groove, we're gonna be airing the shit out all the time. No, son, that ain't the case. He ran the ball a lot. Jonathan Taylor won 4 fantasy football championships a few years ago under his watch. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter, bro. Quarterbacks flourish when they have a phenomenal run game, including Tom Brady. Let's not do this. Let's not do this.
So yeah, I think that with if I could run this draft back right here, I would kind of pivot to get edge rush in a second. I think that's my only mistake. But yeah, outside of that, I think it's all right. Draft.
I want you guys. I'm gonna give you guys a homework assignment. I want you guys to go back and look at the 5 Patriot championships that Tom Brady got and I want you to go and look at the rankings of the rushing games for the New England Patriots, the rushing offense for the New England Patriots during that time frame. You'll be amazed. Y'all go back and do that, and y'all let me know how that worked out for you. Just go ahead and tweet me. My Twitter handle's right there. If I look foolish, I have no shame if I'm wrong. But y'all go ahead and y'all let me know how that worked out for y'all. Unless you got anything else, bro, I'm done, man.
Yeah, no, that's it for me. That's it for me. I'm a bit tired, so I'm gonna go ahead and lay it down. But yeah, this is great. It's draft season's about to pick up, so stay tuned to the channel. A lot of good stuff is gonna come on. Dave just talk about inviting some people on to talk about some of the FCS prospects. Excuse me. So that should be fun. That should be fun to watch. But yeah, a lot of good stuff. Got a lot of good stuff happening. Senior Bowl practices have started. We'll probably cover a little bit of that. So it should be fun. Should be fun. So stay tuned. Make sure you hit that like button, subscribe button, notification bell, get in the comments, all that good stuff, man. We're gonna holler at y'all, man. Thanks for joining us on this Tuesday. Peace out, y'all.
Peace out, guys.